And that wasn't the only baseball news that happened in Chicago. This one really bummed me out. Jason Benetti, local boy, done good, working for his dream team, doing Olympics, doing college football, college basketball, hell, some NBA. One of the best talents in all the industry, coming from a Cub fan, jealous of how great this guy was. What happened to our boy Jason, Paulie?
I didn't see it coming. I don't know the inside deal, but I know that his contract, I think, was up at the end of the season. And so I think either the Sox couldn't afford to keep him, or the Sox wanted him to kind of taper off some of the, well, if we're going to pay you so much, you've got to cut back on some of your other stuff. And I think the Tigers were more than happy to have an upgrade. You know, the popular thing I've been hearing is that Jason Benetti is a huge upgrade compared to Matt Shepard. So, I mean, already that.
Yeah.
But it's the combination of, like, Benetti was one of the few things that was likable about the franchise right now. You know, because, okay, you can sit through 100 losses, all right? Anybody can do that. You can turn off your team, whatever. But you might want to watch your team even through the pain. And a guy like Jason Benetti makes it easier to watch a bad product.
With Steve Stone?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And now they don't even have that. Yeah, and he was the only one that was able to utilize Steve Stone. Mm-hmm. He couldn't do it with, Ed Farmer maybe, Ken Harrelson, no. Mm-hmm. But, you know, you bring in Steve Stone to the South Side, and only Jason Benetti was able to, like, have fun with him, utilize him for the information that he's got, you know, really bring him into the broadcast as an analyst, which he was here to do, instead of an accessory like it seemed like he was beforehand. But yeah, you know, you wake up, you hear the news that Jason Benetti's not only no longer doing your team, but is in the division against a hated rival. It hurts. It hurts. So, like, it's like Dylan Cease and Luis Robert are the only good things left about the White Sox, and I fully expect, you know, at least Cease probably should be traded to try and do
something.
There will be weeks to complain about the White Sox, but, like, I do not know what they plan on doing. I know they're in over their head. I can tell them that if they don't think so. We all saw this coming.
I will say this much as a Bulls fan, and obviously covering Jerry Reinsdorf teams. This is just very much Jerry Reinsdorf. Jerry Reinsdorf believes nothing is bigger than the organizations. Jerry Reinsdorf believes that he gave people opportunities. Jerry Reinsdorf believes you should be thankful for said opportunities. The fact that Jerry can't see that having a guy out there when somebody's watching the Olympics or college football and saying, hey, that's the White Sox announcer, shows how short-minded and how big of an ego Jerry has. Look, if you're not okay with somebody like that doing 130 games, which is plenty of games, that goes to show what everybody's been saying in Chicago, that maybe now nationally, people have really just put under the spotlight. The most unfortunate thing, though, Jerry could give two damns about what any of us think or feel, which is why they're going to hire the most milquetoast guy to just do what the team wants, and you're not going to have as much fun of a broadcast as you possibly can when you had arguably the best broadcaster in the entire city and one of the major markets, and he chose to go to the division rival instead of the team he was already working for. That was the dream that he always had, that he grew up watching. I think it's a microcosm of what is going on as a White Sox organization. And I understand White Sox fans being out, because as a Bulls fan, I've had plenty of those moments.
If the White Sox are hiring a TV play-by-play guy, my name's Paul Chivari. I work for WCPT 820 in Chicago, so I have some radio experience. I've filled in on Joliet Slammers games, so I do have baseball experience. I work cheap. I mean, if you saw how much I was getting paid, you would, like, it'd be a steal for you guys.
Right up Jerry's alley.
Yeah, right up Jerry's alley. And I'll be a corporate shill for you. I totally will be a corporate shill. I will stop complaining about the White Sox if you hire me.
He is future White Sox announcer Paul Chivari. I'm Mike Mercado. Let us know your thoughts about scorched earth. The White Sox no longer have one of the best announcer play-by-play guys, as Jason Benetti leaves the White Sox booth to head up north to the Detroit Tigers. Hey, Paul, guess what's the first game of the series?
Sox Tigers, of course. I'm like Chris Getz. I don't like this team either.
He's Paul Chivari. I'm Mike Mercado. We got more coming up here on the Sports Cubicle.